Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm super excited to talk about our Disney trip and going on a Disneyland VIP tour. This is something my husband and I have wanted to do for a really long time. We've been very fortunate. We're very spoiled. We go to Disney a lot. We are annual pass holders at this time. We go back and forth when sometimes we have passes, sometimes we don't, but we have passes right now. We've probably been to Disneyland, I don't know, at least 50 times, right? So I would say big Disney people, Disney adulting, right? And are very familiar with the park and really want to try all of the things that there are to do at the park. That go beyond just a basic Disneyland ticket or just a regular Disney day. We've got to see and tour the Dream Suite on a special tour. We like to do their specialty tours. We'll probably do one again in the future, maybe for Walt's apartment. That's been big on our list to see as well. Also, too, one of these days I got to hook up with someone who can get me into Club 33. I would love to go. And then the 21 Royal as well. If we can ever get a group of people together to go do that, I think that's something we would want to do as well. So also on that bucket list of Disney fun and out there experiences, we wanted to do a Disney tour. Disney tours can be very expensive. The prices kind of range depending upon the time of year, of course, and how many hours of duration of the tour. The minimum hour of duration of a tour is going to be 7 hours. So you have at least 7 hours with your tour guide. Your maximum is 10 hours, so you can't exceed that. So you can only do... The longest is a 10-hour tour. Shortest is going to be 7. So the prices vary about $500 to $800 an hour on this tour. You have a maximum of 10 people in your group that can do this tour with you. If you are someone who has enough money to go on the tour by yourself and you don't need to have a group, good for you. You could still do that. But the maximum number of people on your tour will be 10. For us, we ended up hooking up with a really cool group of other Disney adults. And we did a group of 10 people to do this VIP tour. And that was really exciting. I don't know, as an adult, you don't get to meet a lot of other adults, or at least other Disney adults. So that was really fun and exciting to meet a whole new group of people that are like-minded and fun and really just want to enjoy the park with us. What else can I say about the experience? So what you get with your Disney tour is obviously a personalized experience. They cater to you and what you want to do or your customization of your tour. Plus you get a wonderful tour guide. Our tour guide was absolutely amazing. Really cool guy, just very chill, very nice. Answered any of questions that we had and usually had an answer for just about everything. Plus shared some other fun, like secret facts or behind the scenes things you may not know or realize that are going on in Disney around you. Also too, with our tour guide, he can do some specialty things for you. He can get you into any restaurants or dinings for the most part, of course, excluding the ones that aren't regular, easy to dine at, such as like Club 33 or Royal 21. He doesn't do that sort of thing, but all the regular restaurants that you want to eat at, he can make reservations for you easily. I wouldn't really recommend doing that on a tour. We didn't do that on our tour. I think, paying $500 to $800 an hour to go eat lunch or dinner just seems a little excessive in my opinion. But if you guys want to do that, that is something you can have on your tour. I did do some mobile ordering on our tour, and our tour guide actually goes and picks that up for you, which I wasn't expecting him to do that, but it was really great and helpful that he did. So we were able to go on the rides while he went and picked up our food. Really convenient. Another specialty thing that you get to do on the tours that I think people should really take advantage of, it really depends on what you want to do, but especially viewing for fireworks, parades, and shows. Disneyland doesn't do fireworks every day anymore. I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but they don't. So for us, we did like the Disney projections in front of the castle, and it was really lovely. You have a bench seat you can watch. We really, really enjoyed that part of it, and I would encourage you, if you go on a VIP tour, to make sure you book at least one of those things. We didn't really have time to do a parade. That wasn't our focus. Our focus was rides, and more rides. As Disney adults, I think the whole point of doing a VIP tour is to go on rides. You could also schedule special like meet and greets with characters and things like that, we weren't really worried about that, but I'm sure if you were going like a family or a group of people where characters are really important and meeting those characters would mean something to you, you could do that as well. Just remember, you're paying a lot of money to stop and go hang out with a character. But if that's something that's super important to you and you need to meet Cinderella or whoever it may be, you can do that, and your tour guide will set that up for you if that's a possibility or availability for the day of your tour. For us, we were all about the rides. We wanted to get on as many rides as humanly possible. Our tour started in DCA, or California Adventure Park. We knocked out tons of rides over there pretty quickly. I think I will add like maybe a list or a photo of the rides that we did after each section or whatever. I'll just include a little picture with little dots or something on the list of the rides that we did hit. We hit a ton of rides. There was some rides that were down as well. Obviously refurbishments are closed, so we weren't able to hit those, but we got on a ton of rides. We did pretty much everything we wanted to at at DCA. And then we went over to Disneyland and did pretty much almost everything at Disneyland as well within that 7-hour time slot, right? The benefit to doing the tour is getting on the rides quicker. So you use the lightning lanes or the exits to go on the rides. So just a little bit of comparison. So doing like the lightning lane premier pass is about $300 to $400 per day per guest. So you have to look at that in perspective of like what you might be paying, you know, per the 10 people if you separated in the group. We paid $400 each. So for us, that worked out to be about the same exact access as a premier pass, right? But you don't get the tour guide. So if you're someone who doesn't care about the tour guide, but you want the faster access on the rides, then the lightning premier pass may be more cost effective for you. Or if it's just you and another guest, that might be worth it than doing a tour if you can't get 10 people together and getting stuck with the larger bill of having the tour guide. But that is another way to get faster access on rides if rides are your focus, which I think most people at Disneyland rides are going to be the focus, right? So that kind of clears up that, like the difference between the lightning lane premier pass and then a tour guide. The tour guide, you get an actual tour guide. They take you around. You literally don't have to do anything or think about anything. You kind of go to each area, you go on all the rides in the area that you like, and then you move on. The benefit of going with the tour guide, you can go on that ride multiple times. So if you want to go on Space Mountain 8 times, you can. Or if you want to go on Gardens of the Galaxy 6 times, you can. As where with the Lightning Lane Premier Pass, I think you can only go on each ride once, and it's only good for the lines that have Lightning Lane, which are most of them now. But there are things like Fantasyland where you get the benefit of with the tour guide, you get to use the exits, right? Because there is no Lightning Lane for those rides. So it does save you time there, and you are able to pretty much access any ride you want that is open and available with the tour guide. The Lightning Lane Premier Pass, anything that has a lightning lane, you can do it at least once. So something to think about as far as price. What if you want to go with a group, if you want to just go by yourself, it could be very beneficial to do so either direction, just depending upon what you want. So back to the VIP tour. So there is specialty merch for VIP tour guests that you can only get on a VIP tour. So obviously the big one is what I'm wearing right here, which are my Disneyland ears. I love a good pair of Disneyland ears. I'll take them off so you guys can see them a little bit better. So this is the front, the classic plaid. The bow does detach. You can take them off if you don't want them on there. And then on the back here, we have the Disneyland Resort and the Disney VIP Tour. These I believe were $50, and they're just wonderful and so cute. And I'm a sucker for a pair of good ears. Plus I love plaids, so I couldn't resist. I had to get these. Also, there is this beauty, which is a Spirit jersey, right? I'm sure you guys are all familiar with what a Spirit jersey looks like. It has the VIP Tour logo here, and then on the back, which is the reason why I got it, it has this beautiful Disneyland embroidery on it. I'm not usually a Spirit jersey gal. However, this is my first one, and what sold me is just this beautiful design with the plaid logo and embroidery. It looks very stunning and clean and crisp, and I just had to get it. Plus it matches my plaid ears, so I couldn't resist. This was $120. Then we got this little beautiful Disney pin set. You get 4 pins. They all say VIP Tour on them with rhinestones. Plus you get like a keychain as well that says VIP Tours. This was the most expensive thing. This was $160. So a little bit pricey. If you are a pin collector though, I kind of feel like it's a must. My husband is a big pin collector, so he had to have this, so we did pick this up as well. You do also get, for part of your tour, it's not for purchase, it's just part of your tour. They change it a couple times a year, I think. You get the Disney D VIP pin. I'll insert a picture of it here. It's actually on our backpack with all of our pins right now, because we do collect pins, so it's on there, but I will show you a picture of it right here. We each got one of those pins on the tour. Everybody in your group will get one. Plus we also got a bottle of water, which I think was really nice to have. You also get access to a locker, so you don't have to hold on to any of your items if you don't want to, and that's kind of helpful. Also in your locker will be all of your VIP merch. If that's something you want to buy, it will be there as well for you. Your tour guide kind of takes care of those all being put in a locker for you and pulled for you, so it'll be ready for you when you're ready to leave Disneyland and you don't have to carry anything around. So that is kind of that. So now that I have talked about everything, I think for the most part about the VIP tour, or things that I think you guys could be interested in or ask, right? I think I've covered the nitty gritty. So for us, our experience was really great. We had a wonderful tour guide. He was super fun. He does go on rides with some rides with you. He's not going to go on all rides with you. I think more just he wants to give you space. If it's a, where he'd be squishing you or something, he's not going to do that. But he did go on some of the funner rides with us, and that was fun. So he is in some of our pictures as well. He was lovely. I also had like a lot of just like random kind of questions that I wanted to ask him. He was really wonderful about asking those. I'm really interested in the Disney cats, the cats that actually live at Disney Park, and just, are they being taken care of? Is that really a thing? How many cats are there? And he was really happy to answer all those questions for me. He did confirm that there are cats at Disneyland and that yes, they do take care of them. They actually have an on-site vet as well. So not only do they take care of the cats, they take care of like the ducks and the horses and pretty much all of the creatures that live at Disneyland. So I found that really awesome and refreshing. They first kind of are there just to take care of like rodents, bugs, that kind of thing. So they're definitely doing their job and working at Disneyland too. So that was kind of fun. Our tour guide also told us some just interesting stories about like some of like the signage and why things are on certain rides. So the people who like created that ride, a lot of times like their initials or names or whatever are in that ride. Secret hidden Mickeys, how to get more points on certain rides to, get higher scores, things like that, like Toy Story Mania and Web Slingers taught us all that kind of stuff. Plus he was just kind of an enjoyable guy to chat with and talk with, someone who knows a ton about Disneyland, and it was just great to pick his brain, right? And find out all the things you want to know about Disneyland. What else can I say? The actual group of people we went with, because obviously we did not know these people, had never met them before. This was our first meeting. Being adults, you don't get to meet a lot of new people. And so I thought it was really fun and exciting to meet a new group of people. They were all really wonderful and definitely other Disney like-minded adults. And it was fun. We had a great time. We rode rides together. We chatted, exchanged information. These are definitely people that we would be interested in hanging out with again and would do another tour with again in the future. It was fun. And I think if you're open-minded and you're down and you want to do a tour, there are people out there who want to do tours too and would definitely hook up with you to do that. Obviously, someone is going to have to front all of the money and do all of the planning. But if somebody's willing to do that, or you can hop on someone else's tour, I would encourage you to do it that way. I don't think spending all this money and having like 2 or 3 people on a tour yourself makes sense. It seems a little expensive to me, but if you have money to do that and you want to do that, then do that, right? I think that going with the group is way more fun. Plus, enjoying Disney with other people, I think, is kind of part of the fun, right? Also, I think that The price of it seems expensive. However, everything at Disney is expensive, and you're paying for the service. You're paying to be, you know, carefree, not having to overthink your day, not having to be stressed out on your phone and being like, oh my God, the wait times. You just go from ride to ride and enjoy as much as you want to enjoy. And so I think it really took the pressure off of like the stress that Disney can have sometimes on you to get those lightning lane, to get your lightning lanes and know what you're going to go on next, or to, you know, get a spot for fireworks or projections or World of Color or Fantasmic. All that stuff takes time and effort, and I feel like having the tour guide made that effortless. You just show up and you go and you just have the best Disney day possible. For us, it was worth it to do the tour. So ta-da, that long story short, it was worth it for us to do the tour. We would do it again. I think who this tour really benefits are people who have more money than time. So what I mean by that is if you don't go to Disneyland very often, or if you can only go to Disneyland for like a day or two, or it's a short, really fast visit, but you want to hit all the highlights, doing the tour makes more sense. So with Disney, they're big on pay to play, right? So if you have the money and can afford to do it, then you should by all means do it. Try it. Who knows? It might be the best experience. It might, you know, be the only way you want to do Disney from here on out for the rest of your life. I think it's really important for those people who, you know, are going maybe once a year, or it's their first time ever going to Disneyland. They don't know anything about the park. They don't know where stuff is. They're not even sure which rides to do or go on. The tour guide is really helpful with that. They kind of walk you through everything. You don't have to think about anything and you just go. Or if you're someone who really just doesn't have a whole lot of time and you want to maximize your Disney trip, like you can only go for a day or two and you want to get everything in a day or two, it is totally possible with the tour guide. You could definitely do probably every ride and every activity you want with the tour guide. And it just makes everything faster and easier. And who doesn't want fast line access? Everybody wants that. Nobody enjoys waiting at Disneyland. Let's be completely honest here. We wait because we enjoy the rides and we enjoy being there, but nobody enjoys actually waiting to go on a ride. Once you hit past what I think for most people, once you hit about 40 minutes for any ride, most people are over it. That's kind of, I feel like the capacity for what people are willing to wait for a really good ride is 40 minutes. Anything more than 40 minutes, we're over it. I don't think we waited more than 10, 15 minutes for any ride all day long. And that's really exciting. And I think what makes it worth doing the tours, or what would even maybe make Lightning Lane Premier Pass worth it, right? No one wants to wait a long time in line. And I really feel like this is where you get that best bang for your buck. If you have more money than time, this is the way to go. Definitely do it that way. So I enjoyed our tour. It's hard to say and recommend, you know, this tour that is extremely expensive, but if you can get a group of people together and break it up, I feel like it's reasonably affordable, considering Disney and how much Disney costs. It's not going to be a cheap Disney trip. If you're trying to save and cut money, then maybe the tours are not for you. Maybe Premier Lightning Pass is not for you because it is expensive. Let's be honest here. Adding extra $300, $400, $500 a day to your Disney trip is very expensive. Maybe that's all the money you had for your food that week for Disney or all your merch. And so I totally get it. Tours are not for everybody. And I don't want you guys to think that just because I loved it and thought it was amazing that you have to do it, but I want you to know that it is out there and available for you if it's something you want. I'm going to go into some negative things about the tour just because I feel like I can't talk about how wonderful and amazing it is without some negatives. So there was a few for me personally that I found a little bit negative. So I'm going to start with the big one. So you're getting basically Lightning Lane Premier Pass, right? With your tour. That's what you're getting, but your tour guide's taking you around. The negative I have with that is it's not front of the line access. So what that means is if there's still people in line for Lightning Lane, you have to still wait in line with those people. You don't just cut in front of everyone who's in the Lightning Lane Pass, right? You have to wait. Is it a long wait? No. Is it not worth waiting? No, it's much better than if you had to do the standby line, which could be over an hour or something, right? You might wait 15 minutes at the max. So I get that part of it. It's definitely better, but I do feel like with the type of money you're spending and with a tour guide, I think it should be front of the line access period across the board for every single ride, not just Lightning Lane Premier Pass status, which is basically what you're getting. I will say the benefit there as well is you could go on the ride multiple times. So I guess that would be fine, but you'd still have to get back in that Lightning Lane line to do so. So if you want to ride a ride like 6 times and each time it takes 10 to 15 minutes, that's 10 or 15 minutes that you've just added to your day 6 times, right? So I just feel like that's kind of a little bit of a screw job for the amount of money you're paying. Is it should be front of the line access every single time, not just Lightning Lane access line, right? You're paying Premier, you're paying a lot of money. You want to be able to go on things now, instantaneously. That's why you're paying the money. So I think that is where people are a little confused on like, oh, you think you get front of the line access? No, you get Lightning Lane access. So if there's people in that lane and Lightning Lane, you wait with them. Yes, it's fast. Yes, it's faster. Tops never waited more than 15 minutes, so it's still worth it. I just want you guys to know that I think that's one of the negatives and that I wish that they would change about tours. And it would be like a bigger leg up, I feel, on a VIP tour if you just front of the line access on everything. Another negative for me, obviously if you're going with a group of people, especially people you don't know, it might be hard to say yes or no to things you want to do, right? We were very fortunate. Our group was really cool and chill and everybody is down to kind of do everything. And if you didn't want to go on a ride, you just didn't go on a ride. Or if you wanted to go on a ride, you'd say it. Or we would kind of ask, okay, what do we want to do next, sort of thing. So our group is really awesome that way. Now, your group may not be that way. It may just be you're there for the ride, meaning whatever that person planned is what you're doing. So kind of take that into consideration. I've been to Disneyland so many times, like it doesn't matter to me to see characters, but maybe for you, that would have been something you wanted to do and you would have had to discuss that with the group to get that to be done. Otherwise, they wasn't going to be done. So that's part of the tour that we didn't do that maybe someone else would want to take advantage of. So maybe that's a negative because we missed out on that aspect. As far as dining, when you're doing a Disney tour, it doesn't really make sense. You can mobile order snacks and eat them as you go and still continue on with your day. I don't think there's really a reason to set aside and have special dining reservations unless you have them put them in place after your tour is over. So if your tour is over at 5 p.m., the park closes at midnight and you want to go to Blue Bayou and it's really tough to get in, they can get you reservations for that. Maybe make it at 6 or 7 p.m. and then you can go still hit your fireworks or Fantasmic or World of Color later at like the 9:30, 10:30, whatever time that happens. Take advantage of that then. You don't have to eat your meals on the tour and like take up time from your tour. Don't waste an hour of your tour at $500 to $800 an hour eating a snack, or eating dinner, eating lunch, eating breakfast. Just mobile order something. They will pick it up for you and you can eat it while you're going to your next thing. It just makes more sense. Don't waste your time. Other things that I was kind of wishing that would have been allowed on the tours is being able to see like the Dream Suite, Walt's apartment, or going over some of the other fun tour things that are available at Disney and not have to pay extra premium or going to that on a separate day, right? Just a little extra bonus that I think could have been added and make it a little bit better. I think for a VIP tour, you should have access to everything. We're not celebrities, so we're not expecting like behind the scenes access or where we have to go through cast member corridors, things like that. But some extra fun things like adding in Walt's apartment, we would have wanted to see that. We would have spent maybe 15 minutes of doing that. And that would have, added so much more value to our tour, or having us see the Dream Suite. Just different things that I think make it special and feel more VIP access. Like those are things you can only do on a tour. Well, we're with a tour guide, so maybe have us do those, right? That's just my personal thoughts and opinions on it. Overall, it was a really great experience. I had so much fun. It was such a pleasure to meet such a lovely group of people. And I thank my husband so much for doing this for me. He did it for my birthday, and it's another thing off of our Disney wish list and our bucket list. And I just loved it all, and I hope you guys, if you get a chance to do a VIP tour, go and try it. I don't think you'll be disappointed. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I post a new video every Tuesday, and the description box will always be my Instagram for daily posts, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.